Hi, my name is Miguel Oropeza. I like sports. I made this project to know what electroplaning means, and well, I like a lot about how the body works and all its functions.
Diego Jacome, and I play lacrosse. My favorite thing about science is matter and energy, and what encouraged me to make this project is all about electricity and how it conducts with everything else. I'm very interested in that.
Hi, I'm Mauricio Canille. I play basketball, and we decided to do this project because we find it really interesting how the iron nail takes the color of the copper slides. And one thing I like about science is that it allows us to understand things that we didn't know before.
My name is Eduardo Ortando. We decided to do this project because it allows us to understand alternative uses of electricity other than the one we use at home. One thing I like about science is it helps us find uses for things we didn't know before.
The general description for this project starts with ions. The cations attract to the negative part of a cathode, and the anions attract to the positive part of an electrode. So when we mix copper sulfate into a solution, add a copper strip, and then negatively charge a copper nail and positively charge the copper strip, the ions from the copper will stick to the nail and plate the whole nail.
We decided to do this project because we find it really interesting how electricity travels through polar substances. Since we're learning this in class, we decided to make a project about it. We were also very interested in how electricity can travel through elements and polar substances and how it can affect physical properties. So we decided to test it.
A general summary of what we did starts with the investigation of the proper materials to use. First we had to find the copper sulfate and where to find it, and then we had to get the nail and the proper material of the nail. To know the proper material of the nail, we used a magnet and scratched the surface to know it was iron and that the ions would stick to this. Then we had to get some batteries, which we later found out the biggest one didn't work for smaller pieces of copper and smaller nails. So we ended up using AAA batteries, and then some alligator clips which we connected to the batteries, to the copper strips that were inserted into the electrolyte made of copper sulfate.
Well, the first time we tried to do the experiment with a big battery, so it didn't work because it was a lot of energy. But the second time we used a smaller battery and it did work. So the iron nail turned into a brownish color. So this means the copper ions will stick to the iron nail.
What we expected out of this project was the copper strip to be completely decolorized and the nail to be completely colored in copper. We expected as soon as we connected the circuit for the system to start acting and the copper to release the ions into the nail.
If we were to redo this experiment, we would probably utilize more materials and more amounts of copper sulfate and copper to get a fully covered iron nail.